Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am today celebrating the 1 year anniversary of my book, Befriend Yourself, that has been out in the world for a year. I can't believe it's actually been a year. And honestly, it has taken a lot for this book to get out there. I've had so many conversations, so much healing, and so many opportunities for this book and what has happened with this book to touch so many people. So I wanted to come on here today, to share a couple things with you about my experience with the book, some questions that I've been asked since I've written the book, some things that I've learned about healing your relationship with your body and your food that I feel could be helpful for those who are struggling. And also some things that I'm doubling down about, some things that I've written about in the book that I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm even more on fire about this. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let me put this little comment here. Okay, you're going to see this now. So if you're here, if you're even here watching the replay, that is fine too. This is going to work. I am going to do a bit of a contest, a little bit of a raffle to offer some free gifts. So if you comment here about how Befriend Yourself has supported your journey and your life, then I'm going to add you to a raffle to win a free book that I can send to you, or I can send to someone else that you want me to send it to. Also, if you go and review the book on Amazon, you'll be added to another raffle to win a one-on-one session with me. So you would go on to Amazon and you would then send me a screenshot. And I am going to put in the comments, and as we're going along here, please, like, ask me any question, ask me anything that you possibly have going on. I'd love to support you. We can use this time together to do that as well. So let's see, wait, there's one other thing I want to say. Okay, yes. My mom was just texting me, telling me she didn't know how to get on Facebook Live. Got a little distracted. So my book on Amazon is on sale. It's like $8 on Amazon. So if you've been wanting the book, go on Amazon. I put the link in the comments. Also, my audiobook is coming out. So it could be out in 10 days. It could be out in 3 weeks. And I know many of you have been asking for the audiobook. A lot of people do audiobooks. I do as well. I love audiobooks. And it's going to be available hopefully everywhere that you listen to audiobooks. So it will be on Audible, Google, Apple, Spotify, the libraries. I did my best to get it into the libraries, like the apps such as Libby. Keep your eye out for that. Keep your eye for an announcement that I'm going to be sharing about it. Super excited. It was quite a journey to do that. So I'm going to start with giving some gratitudes. Thanking you, those who have supported this journey, who have supported this mission to heal our relationship with our body and food, knowing that it's a big deal, that it is an epidemic that is going on in our culture, and we need to have people share this message so that there's a light. There's a light in this world of diet culture. I don't want to go off on a rant right now because I can easily do that. So I want to thank you, those who I don't know who are sharing the book, and for my friends and my family who are continuing to ask me, hey, how's the book going? What's going on with the book? It's so touching. It makes me feel so good. It also gives me a little oomph to like, okay, Marla, I need to put that out there again. I have been on so many shows and so many podcasts. So I'm going to send a special thank you out to all the podcast hosts who have had me on their show. I love sharing my story in that way. And yeah, so if you want to hear my story on a podcast, let me know. I have gazillions of them to share with you. Also, those who have opened up their stores for a book tour, like Robin Levin in Katanning, is so special to do that book tour at her beautiful store, and other places who have had me. So I'm so grateful for that. And who I'm so grateful for are my clients, those who are sharing their story, sharing their healing. It is honestly, I know that we hear that it's an honor to be a part of your journey. No, it is an honor for me to step into these places with people who show up and share their heart and share where they're in pain and be able to be there in these places holding them in their vulnerability, it is an honor. It is what lights me up and what makes me want to do this work again and again and again. So I bow to you all and I say thank you for allowing me into your heart and being vulnerable with me and allowing me to be a part of your journey. So, oh, I didn't know I was going to cry. Okay, so I've had some questions throughout this year that I wanted to address. And one of them is, how did writing the book change your own relationship with your body and food? When I was writing the book, I had to go back into different stories. And some of the stories that I had about myself and how I healed there was a lot of shame around different pieces. And some of them I knew that I had to share with others. I didn't want to, but I could feel that calling, like God was saying, you need to share this. So I had to do another layer of work. I had to heal the shame that was coming up. And we know that when we heal shame, our life changes, because shame creates these blocks in our light, in our life. So by healing the shame and by sharing, and even when the book came out and it was like, oh my gosh, so many people are reading this. Whoa, it's kind of weird and wonky. I could feel the healing happening. Writing the words was healing, and knowing that people were reading them was also healing on a deep level. Another question I've been asked is, how has Ozempic in GLP-1, how has that affected your work? Because so many people are on Ozempic. It's everywhere. It seems like everyone's trying it. And because I am someone who helps people with food and body, you'd think that that would affect my work. So this is what I want to share about that. A lot of people come to me who are not on that journey, don't want any part of that journey, or wish they could have a part of that journey, but want to do it differently. That's who I see in my practice right now, are people who are jealous and wish they could and wanted to, but know that this is the work. They're wanting to do that deeper layer of work. And what I've noticed from those who are on Ozempic and what I've learned from it is that it cuts the food noise. The body noise goes away. And for so many people, that is such a relief to not be thinking about food, to have that completely gone. Of course, it takes your whole appetite, and that's a whole other thing. I'm not going to get on a whole rampage about that right now, but there's relief in that. And I'm grateful that they have that. And my inquiry and my thought is, okay, so you don't have the noise. So why you don't have the noise? Let's do the deeper work. Let's heal some of this stuff that is underneath, so that if you have to go off Ozempic, and I know we're still learning about that, there's a lot of research. Some people say you can be on it forever. Some people say it's only a certain amount of time, and that often depends on the body, right? A different body can probably handle different things. But if you are eventually going to get off of it at some point and the food noise comes back, that's a bummer. So let's do the deeper work. That would be fascinating to me to see how we can do the healing of the relationship of the body and the food during this process. Okay, one other thing that's been asked for me, and then we're moving on. And for those who are just here, thank you so much for coming and being here. You'll see in the ticker that I said that I'm offering some free gifts. So if you comment here about how Befriend Yourself has supported you, I will add you to a raffle to win a book. And if you make a review on Amazon, I'm going to add you to another raffle to win a one-on-one session with me, or for someone that you want to offer that to. Okay. Things I have learned during this year that I think would be helpful for you all to know. One is, more and more men are needing this work. Although my book was written to the woman, it's also for the man. And I've seen more and more men come into my practice. And it is important that men know that there's a space for them here. there's an opportunity for deeper healing. And for men, it can be even sometimes can be even trickier because men are groomed to not show any weakness. To be weak is, right? There's like, you can't do that. So to come and show up and say, this part of my this part of my life, which should be under control because it's just food, it's just my body, is out of control, and to show up and ask for support already creates healing, already opens the doors for so much healing in their lives. So I bow to you men who are leaning into this work. I did a video with my dear friend Carlo Petrini. I think I'm saying his last name right. Yes. I will put in the link below as well, because that's a great interview that I did with him for the men. Okay. Other things I've learned. Diet culture is still going strong. It's here. It is the enemy of our freedom with our food and our body. And we can't sit back and be on defense. We must be on offense, especially if you have challenges with your food and your body, because it is so evasive. It shows up everywhere. It shows up in comments from flippantly from, I don't know, the teacher of your child, commenting about someone's weight, or it's everywhere. And so we have to start becoming aware of it and realize that although it is so normalized, it's not okay. And when we subscribe ourselves to the whole experience of diet culture, which is obsession around our food, comparing ourselves to others, constantly worrying about what we're eating, how we're eating it, all this stuff that gets fed from diet culture, we can go down the drain. And so we have to find ways to work with that so that we can be in alignment with what is true for us. Okay. Like I said, I can rant about that forever. I'm not going to right here. Okay. The other thing I've learned in this past year is that people are reading my book not just for food and body issues. They're reading it and they're substituting the food and body for other things. So I have clients who have come to me, they've read my book, they started working with me, and now that we've cleared the food noise, we've released this, now they're saying, I need to read your book again and apply it to this area of my life. Because it's universal. The concept of befriending yourself, regardless if it's with your food or it's with another part of your life where you are feeling down or uncomfortable or you're judging yourself all the time, to become your own best friend will change your life. And I teach you how to do that. Okay. What am I doubling down on? What are the things that I've written in this book that I've shared that I'm doubling down on? And that is that this work has everything and very little to do with your body and your food. This is a deeper experience. And I know if you've been in my world, you've heard me say this again and again. So I'm here to say it again because I believe it to the depths of my being. When we are healing our relationship with our body and our food, we will address the food, we will address the body, but it is the under layer, the places that are feeling wounded. It's our inner children that are feeling squashed and misunderstood inside of us. It's the beliefs that we have about ourselves. It's our creativity that's been squashed and smushed that we can't even access who we are. And so what happens is when we have a deep wound inside, that creates a different circuitry of need and desire. And it can come out sideways in using food as a way to create that. That isn't helpful. So when we heal our relationship with food and our body, we're healing these different places. And that will change everything. That's not going to just change your relationship with your food and body. It's going to change your bloody life. And that's what so excites me about this. Because, I can talk about food, but I want to get in there with you. I want you to learn how to love yourself. I don't want to talk about how many macros or carbs you have. I want to know how you can love yourself more, how you can care for yourself more. Okay, another thing I'm doubling down on. We do need to heal our nervous system. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about the nervous system and how important it is to calm ourselves down and to have tools so that we can not be so stressed out. And we are often fed, okay, breath work and meditation and all these things that are helpful. 100% agree with that. However, we create a balanced nervous system when we feel safe. So we feel safe when we get to share our story and to be able to hear ourselves and feel ourselves and love ourselves. That's what creates a nervous system. That's what creates, I don't want to say nervous system, that's what helps create more peace in your body and where you feel at home inside yourself. Okay, one more thing to wrap this up. The last thing that I'm doubling down on is our connection to God, to spirit, divine, whatever you call it, is a major part of this work. Can you get relief without it? Yes. But it will likely take a lot longer, and I don't recommend it. Because our connection with source, with God, is what we're actually looking for. We're looking for a higher vibration of love. We're looking for truth. We're looking for love. We're looking for comfort. And when we just rely on ourselves, we're limited. We're limited beings. And so when people come to me, I want to be that channel of God. I want them to feel God coming through me for them. And so when we learn how to bring God, spirit, divine into our relationship to heal our relationship with our body and our food, that now has a new relationship that we are leaning on for the rest of our lives, which will also change your life. Because we need to feel guided. We need to have some way to believe and find truth and have access and hope and access to our intuition. And that, I believe, is from God. Okay. Thank you for hearing me. For those of you who are still here, thank you for watching this, for being here, for having this little celebration with me for this 1-year anniversary of Befriend Yourself. Once again, comment about how Befriend Yourself has supported you, and I'll add you to the raffle for the free gift, or review the book on Amazon, and you can win a one-on-one session for me or for someone else. Keep an eye out for the audiobook, which is coming super soon. Super excited. And also, as I mentioned, Amazon, it is on sale there for like half off. So grab that as well. I love you all so much. Thank you. And of course, reach out if you're needing support. If you're ready, let's do it. Okay. Much love to you.